Hello, this is David Birch at Star Path School of Navigation in Seattle with a note on updating Jacob. And I want to first show a trick that you can use. This is Google Earth, right? To set up something like this that we're doing, but you can do this with any KML file that you know is online in a given place that you want to look at regularly. So you go up here to the menu on the top. Right now I have absolutely nothing in my, I've got all kinds of stuff over here in my, all kinds of stuff in my Google Earth, but I don't have anything about Jacob. So I go up to the top and I say add, and then a network link. And that network link I'm just going to call Track Jacob, T-R-A-C-K. Oh, wait a minute, let me put this over where you can see it. Track Jacob. And then down here, you just have to put the link. I just pasted that in. That's the one that we've given you. That's where we store the file and keep it updated on our website, and that's that link there. You put that in, and that's okay. Then you see that puts it here, and then automatically displays it. Doesn't look like, oh, here comes the data, and so forth. And now this is all there. If I come down and expand it, you see, and there. Here's the clouds, and so forth. So then you see if I go in here and say Google Earth, quit Google Earth, and look, I haven't saved anything. I've just flat shut the thing off. Now go back and oops, oh, that's wrong. Force quit. Google Earth. Come back on with Google Earth. And then you go back over here, and sure enough, there at the bottom it is, and that's just going to come right on every time you go. All right, so let's look at this and see what we've done. First of all, we added these 400-mile rings. These are little segments of arc. Each of these is 400 miles from Cairns. That's where he's going. Look at this. This is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4. It's 2,400 miles. That's 400, 800, 1,200, so forth. So these are a way for us to monitor his progress. Look at that. He's just crossed over the 2,400-mile marker like that. And so we want to keep an eye on these. And they're down here. Let me expand that and show you on the left. These are called the 400-mile markers. And in fact, you can turn on or off any one of them or turn them all off or whatever. But there's a pretty handy thing to keep track of. What we want is him going perpendicular to these lines, right? Like see this route here like that. This is from here, the best route, the most efficient, fastest route is from here right straight down here, from there right straight down there, and so on. And in particular, the worst kind of route is a route that goes up here, parallel to this. If you're going parallel to this, every mile you go is not getting you any closer whatsoever to Cairns, which is down there. You got to go this way. And so when you go diagonal on that, part of that's taking you up this way, and part of it's taking you where you want to go. So that's what you want to keep an eye on. So let's just look at a couple parameters here. We have the other thing I've updated is the currents, and change that to a slightly different style now. I still have yet to put in the bar that shows the speeds, but I can tell you what they are now, and we're going to stick with this. This is now what currents are these? These are RTOFs, and this is a current, like this is projected ahead. Oh, Valentine's Day. This is Valentine's Day currents. And so here's now the new system on the currents. Here. This is probably where his boat is right now, something like in here. And I'm going to come back with a separate video later tonight and do the analysis through LuckGrip, but I just want to look at the stuff online at Google Earth for now. So these are the currents, and here's this new current system. Each of these contours is 0.5 knots, and the dark one, the big one, highlighted, is 1. So that's 0.5 knots. That's 1, 1.5. This is 2. So look at this. Out here in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of nowhere, here is a big patch of current that the RTOFs is forecasting going 0.2 miles that way. Not quite the right direction. We'd rather it be going this way, but it is going, it's there, and it would be very interesting to see that. 2 knots will really stand out in a boat that only averages 1.5. But he's got to somehow be able to turn to get south to ride that little ways. But That's the Oscar. Now here's the Oscar current, which is in a sense more of a direct measure of these currents, and this is from February 10th. So that's a few days old. The new one will be out February 15th. This is an average of the current over the past 10 days. Past 10 days. From February 10th back 10 days. And then and you see, so it shows some stronger current here, but this is average, so it's a little different. It may be a better picture of the overall flow of the current. Look at this strange strong patch here. Does RTOF show any of that? No, it doesn't really show it. But so we'll keep an eye on the difference between the averages and the actual currents. And you see the winds. What winds does he have? You look at the ASCAT winds, and that turned them both on. Let's look at just one. And look at the other one. Let's see this one. Okay, here. So now remember, what's his time here? If you zoom way in here, you see this is February 13 at 0100 February 13. The actual time right now in GMT is February 13, 2 o'clock. Oh, so this point just went up there. It's February 13th, 2 o'clock, Greenwich Mean Time right now. So this point literally just went online. It's 2 o'clock GMT. Now this satellite went by at 9:34, and this data set is today's at 2 o'clock. So this is pretty old data, actually. But the winds out there don't change very fast. But this is old data because now maybe that's cut off and it's 19. I can't tell. But let's look at the other one. You look at the other one here. And this one was, it was 19. It was 20. So this one is like a 20, 30. And you see what the winds are here is about like that. You see 20, 30. So that's winds. He's got winds out of the east, and they're about 10 knots. And that came by, that's 2 o'clock today, and that's 20. So this is about 6 hours old, real measurements. So if you come down here, though, and look at the BOM winds, let's look at that. BOM, let me expand those. Okay, here's the latest. And you see, and sure enough, that's the same. Oh, you can see the ASCAT underneath there. Look, if I zoom way in. So here's the model winds from the Bureau of Meteorology. They're showing like 15 knots, 10, 15 knots. And sure enough, the ASCAT's showing the same thing. And then you can click through to see what's happening. Here's now 3 days from now. It's still about pretty much the same. So that's that. And then we don't see, and this is going to, I'm going to actually come back to these surface analysis maps. Let me come back to those in the second video where we actually look at the model forecast. And I'll shut these off for the minute. Okay, so here's where he is right now, and this is the weather map. There is this storm here, and this storm, I believe, you'll see is moving down. It should be moving down. Well, let me show here, then here, then here. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, here, then here. Yeah, it's moving down. Then here, yeah, it's moving down. So this storm is moving away from him. That's good. But we can see that better in another system, and I'll come back to that and report it shortly.